So China has made some really big changes in residency training over the past 6 or so years. After they standardized training in 2014, every person who graduates from medical school now has to complete residency training before they can practice. So basically now the government has increased their focus on the quality of training, which includes faculty development. And when some of us have gone over to China, we receive a lot of requests about coming to Chicago to receive training on clinical teaching skills and also on curricular development. So the purpose of IMEP is to train physician leaders in medical education, in curricular development, and in teaching skills so that they can innovate solutions to the big problems in healthcare. The way that the program is structured is over the 2-week time period, they go through a series of lectures, case discussions, observations, and project work. So not only is it learning about theories, it's also very practical because we want each of our participants to come over here with an educational idea that they can work on. And while they go through learning the steps of curricular development, they refine their educational projects. And not only that, but we also want to encourage relationships among the participants themselves. And so there's also a group project that they work on during this time. The program doesn't end when the 2 weeks are over. We also have a schedule where we follow the participants at set intervals. The program doesn't end at the end of 2 weeks, but we actually want to follow the participants at set intervals to see how the implementation of the project is going. So China has made some really big changes in residency training over the past 6 or so years. After standardizing training for all residencies across China in 2014, now every medical student graduate who finishes has to complete residency training in order to enter into clinical practice. So with all these changes, the government has increased their focus and emphasis on the quality of training and especially faculty development. So when we go to China, a lot of times we get a lot of requests from physician educators asking us, can we go to Chicago to learn about clinical teaching skills or how to develop our own curriculum? And so the purpose of IMEP is to train physician leaders in medical education so that they can innovate solutions to their own big problems in healthcare and also serve as role models to other educators in China. The way that IMEP is structured is that over a 2-week time period, they go through a set of lectures, discussions, observations, and project work. So that not only is it theoretical, but there's a practical application. We want every one of our participants to come with an educational idea, something that they can work on and refine as they go through the course, and implement when they return to their home institution. Not only that, but we want to encourage relationships among the participants. So there's also a group project that they work on together and refine as they go through the program. The program doesn't stop at the end of 2 weeks, but we also will follow them out to see how implementation of the project goes. So the way that IMEP is structured is that over a 2-week time period, the learners go through a series of lectures, discussions, observations, simulation, and also project work, so that not only is it theoretical, but there's a practical application to what they're learning. And we expect all of the participants to bring over an educational idea that they refine and work on as they learn about the steps of curriculum development, and then implement when they return to their home institutions. We also want to encourage relationships between the participants. We also want to encourage relationships between the participants, so we expect them to complete group projects while they're going through this training course. And at the end of the 2-week time period, when the participants return back to China, we will follow up with them at regular intervals to see how implementation of the project goes.